Hindsight will check for you when there are sales invoices due on behalf of a client. So rather than attempting to log into each client and trying to keep on top of their sales ledger, what Hindsight will do for you is check every day to see whether there are overdue invoices or whether there are invoices becoming due for that client. In the example we can see here for Hindsight, we've got 3 invoices that are due or overdue within the next 14 days. If we wanted to change the criteria, we could click on the cog icon and change the variable. What we can see from our graph at the moment is we've actually got all 3 invoices are in an overdue status because 100% of the ledger is overdue. Now, one thing we can see is it's a very small amount. The oldest overdue invoice is actually only dated the 10th of February, so that's only 7 days old. But we do have an indication up here in the alert description that actually we normally get paid in -1 day. That would probably imply we get paid by direct debit or pro forma. So even though these invoices are only a little overdue, that might actually present us with a potential problem here. So looking at the invoices, we've got a Xero hotlink, which will take us directly to the invoice. So we can have a quick look at that and try and find out if there's anything untoward there. We can also click the age receivables detail hotlink, which will take us through to the report rather than individual transactions. We do the bookkeeping for this client, so we're responsible for rectifying this. If we weren't, we can copy these transactions, export them to Excel, or send them as a PDF to the client for them to take a look in. Now, we've only got 3 items here. They're all rather small. They're only just overdue. So I'm not particularly concerned about these. So what I'd probably do in this instance is I'd snooze these for a couple of weeks and I'd come back and take a look at it. What Hindsight's going to do now is it's basically going to ignore this alert for the next 2 weeks. When we get to the 3rd of March, if these invoices are still outstanding, it will flag them up again at that point. If they've been paid, then obviously there will be no alert generated, so we don't need to worry about them. If we had have dealt with these invoices, say perhaps we just needed to reconcile the bank account to bring these up to date, we'll be able to hit the complete button and mark these as resolved. The other option we've got is to dismiss. If we choose to dismiss, we're telling Hindsight to ignore just that particular invoice. Maybe there's a query on it or some other issue, but for one reason or another, perhaps we've decided not to investigate and deal with that any further. So we've got plenty of options on here as to how we can deal with sales invoices overdue on behalf of clients.